In the serene setting of Sparks, Nevada, on that fateful morning of October 21st, 2013, the tranquility of Sparks Middle School was shattered by an act of unimaginable horror. It was a typical autumn day, the crisp air carrying with it the promise of another day of learning and laughter. However, what unfolded within the walls of this educational institution would forever alter the fabric of the community. At approximately 7:15 a.m., just moments before classes were set to commence, a disturbance erupted near the school's north hallway. Witnesses would later recount the scene with a mixture of shock and disbelief, as 12-year-old student Jose Reyes, his youthful features contorted with anger and frustration, confronted a group of his peers. His words, laden with a sense of betrayal and hurt, echoed through the air as he demanded to know why he was the subject of mockery and ridicule. In a chilling turn of events, Reyes swiftly produced a Ruger 9mm semi-automatic handgun from his possession, a weapon that belied his tender age. Without hesitation, he opened fire, the sharp cracks of gunfire shattering the morning calm. One student was struck in the shoulder, the impact sending shockwaves of panic and fear rippling through the crowd. Another narrowly escaped a similar fate as Reyes trained his sights on them, the air thick with the acrid scent of gunpowder and despair. Undeterred by the chaos unfolding around him, Reyes proceeded to make his way towards the basketball court area, his footsteps a grim testament to the path of destruction he had chosen. It was there that fate would bring him face to face with Michael Lansbury, a revered figure within the school community. A veteran of the United States Marine Corps and a dedicated math teacher, Lansbury's unwavering commitment to his students would see him thrust into the role of hero on that fateful day. "Drop the gun," he implored. Reyes fired his weapon, the bullet finding its mark in Lansbury's chest. The impact was immediate and devastating, the force of the bullet robbing Lansbury of his life and leaving behind a legacy of bravery and selflessness.
A math teacher, identified by family members as 45-year-old Michael Lansbury, was trying to protect students, police say, when he was shot and killed.
And all he thought about was getting the other children safe. In my book, he's a hero, and he will always be a hero.
But the tragedy did not end there. In a callous display of violence, Reyes unleashed 2 more shots, shattering a nearby window, before targeting a student who had rushed to aid Lansbury in his final moments. The young victim, caught in the crossfire of senseless brutality, suffered a grievous wound to the abdomen, their cries of pain lost amidst the chaos.
You come face to face with him? Did he say anything to you? He just shot you. How far away from you was he?
About 10, 20 feet.
And did you realize right away that you had been shot? Did you know? You knew it?
Yeah, there was a very sharp pain in my stomach.
Was Mr. Lansbury one of your teachers?
No, he was just a really good friend of mine because I used to go visit him every time at lunch and before school.
As the echoes of gunfire faded and the realization of what had transpired began to sink in, Reyes turned the gun on himself, his final act of desperation signaling the end of the rampage. The school descended into chaos as students and faculty alike scrambled to make sense of the carnage that had unfolded before their eyes. Emergency responders raced to the scene, their efforts hampered by the sheer scale of the tragedy that had befallen this once peaceful community. In the aftermath of the shooting, the full extent of the devastation wrought by Reyes' actions became painfully clear. Michael Lansbury, a pillar of strength and integrity, was mourned by a community reeling from the shock of his loss. 2 12-year-old students, their bodies bearing the physical scars of the violence inflicted upon them, fought for their lives in hospital beds, their futures hanging in the balance. But amidst the grief and despair, questions lingered, demanding answers that would prove elusive in the days and weeks to come. How had a child gained access to a deadly weapon? Who bore responsibility for the tragedy that had unfolded within the hallowed halls of Sparks Middle School? These were the questions that haunted the community as they struggled to come to terms with the senseless loss of life. In the days that followed, Sparks Middle School became a somber symbol of resilience as the community rallied together to honor the memories of those lost and support those who had been affected by the tragedy. Candlelight vigils were held in honor of Michael Lansbury and the injured students, their flickering flames a poignant reminder of the fragility of life and the enduring power of hope.
Chaos and panic at a Nevada middle school after a student opened fire, and tonight a math teacher who lost his life in the shooting is being called a hero for putting his life on the line, trying to protect children who were in the line of fire. Police say the middle school boy used a semi-automatic handgun this morning on campus.
Yeah, this all unfolded in Sparks, Nevada, just east of Reno.
Turned around, I just seen a kid with a gun, and then I just ran.
A child had a weapon and pulled that weapon out, was asking for a certain teacher, and they wouldn't tell where the teacher was.
2 boys were shot and wounded and went to the hospital in Reno.
They were both 12 years old. One was shot through the shoulder, the other shot in the abdomen.